Not a new faces, but some returning. It's kind of a mix. What's the competition been like?
Competition's been great. Trying to move some pieces around. We're trying to see what the best fit is, who's going to play at the highest level of ball, and then get them to start gelling together, so we can start moving forward. And then you got to find who's 6, who's 7, who's 8. And we just keep building it as we go along. But they're competing, and every day it's a new day.
In a fall camp, when do you start thinking about one? Because you're rotating a lot of guys in there. When do you start thinking about ones? I mean, obviously you get a center that you pretty much know is going to be there, but when do you kind of start thinking about that?
Every day. Every day we're trying to evaluate. We're moving pieces. We're grading the practice film. We're grading the individual film. When we have scrimmage, we'll grade the scrimmage, and then at the end of the day, it's going to be about production. Guys that are getting it done, and they're getting it done at a high level, and those are the guys we want to get in there.
On the outside looking in, it feels like the offensive line is a unit that needs the most cohesiveness, needs to have the most chemistry. How do you go about building that and still finding out who are your ones?
Right. Well, it starts in the off season. Those guys spending time together outside of the practice facility, and then also the way we work together, and everything you do, and it does. It takes time. It's a lot of work, and these guys have done a tremendous job of putting in the time and the effort.
What's the overall competition between the 1s and the 2s and even the 3s at this point? Obviously, they've got to feel like there's an opportunity for them.
Absolutely. There's an opportunity. It's the best guys going to go in at the end of the day. And what I tell them is it doesn't matter if you're a 2, you're competing to be a 1. If you're a 1, you're trying not to get beat out by the 2, and vice versa, 3s and 4s, and it goes on.
What's been your thoughts on some of the guys rotating with the first team tackles?
Say that again.
What are some of your thoughts on the guys who've been rotating with the first team tackle slots?
Yeah, I think they're doing a great job. They're competing. You got Musa, you got Trevante Sylvester, you got Mac Pounders, Rasheed Miller, and then there's other guys that are playing inside that have played tackle before over time. So it's it's going to be one of those things where we can move pieces around and ultimately try to find the best 5.
Richard, you've had that guy in the last few where if you needed him to play tackle, he could, but he played guard, or might play this, might do that
right.
Kind of the swing guy or whatever you call it.
Right.
Do you have one of those, or you look? I know you're always looking for it.
Right, and we do, and that's the way those guys, when we teach them, we're teaching them all the positions. They're learning the concepts. They're learning the protections. They're learning the run game, and you learn it from all positions. So that way, it creates the versatility in the room. The more versatile you are, the more value you have.
What is it that makes Pete so good at center?
Just being able to take charge and command the huddle, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage. He'll make a call. He tries to get everybody going on the same page. That's really it. It's just the presence that's there.
And how do you think that will carry you as you guys look to have another strong offensive line this season?
Well, it's called leadership, and those are the guys that you lean on. Those guys got to be able to be the leaders, be able to step up, and then, even when things aren't good, because at some point you're going to hit adversity. And when you hit adversity, can we step it up? Can we pick it up? And can we move on and execute the next play? That's the key.
When you have an opportunity to go against the D-line, what's your thought on how they're competing against the ones on the other side?
Right. So every rep we take, whether it's a live rep or in thug, whatever the tempo of the drill is, it's a game rep for us. We have to get ready to compete like it's a game. Every time we step in, every time we take a rep, it's a game rep. And if we continually do that, we'll be ready at the end of the day.
It seemed like Rasheed was getting better every week last year until he got hurt. Is that the case? And how has he kind of come back? What have you seen from him?
It is. And he's one of those guys that has a lot of versatility. He can play tackle. He played guard for us some last year, both positions. And like you said, he was in there, he was getting better, and then he got hurt. Same thing. You see him every day. He's competing. It's important to him. He's taking advantage of his opportunities.
What about Lance? What have you seen with him and maybe his improvements since he got here before last year?
Right. Lance is extremely athletic. He's extremely smart. So he knows the calls. He knows the assignments. He knows how to respond. He knows how to react, and he does it at a high level.
Has there been anyone in particular that has stood out to you with talking about like that Swiss Army knife position that can play anywhere?
Right. No, not right now. Right off the top of my head, it's we're kind of moving everybody around. So it's at the end of the day, we'll settle in and we'll find whoever that guy is. But no, all the guys up front are working hard.
Second week into camp, normally the young guys are still kind of swimming, trying to learn everything. What have you seen with the real young guys that you brought in?
Yeah, there's up and downs. It's the biggest thing for those guys is being consistent, knowing what to do. It's a lot, and it's a lot very quickly. So the more they can start to settle in and be consistent in what they're doing, the better off we're going to be at the long run.
Seems like you always know when the O-line comes on the field, it's a lot of noise, a lot of energy. How much pride do you take in those guys kind of having that energy level, bringing that to the field?
Well, if they don't bring it, nobody's going. I mean, they set the tone, they set the tempo, and those guys when they take the field, there's got to be a presence out there. Yeah, for sure.